You've probably seen a few things of this on my email or on my Instagram feed. I've got a lot of people asking me, what is it about? The graphic designer's playbook plan. She's very close to my heart. She's like a silent partner next to you. And we all know being a freelancer can be very isolating or alone. Comes in this beautiful box, a bookie from me, a little booklet saying, Designer, do you know how powerful you are? And this is a message I'm very passionate about because I don't think designers or creatives understand the immense power we have to shape other people's perceptions and economies. Message from me, how to use your playbook, how to move into your playbook, and why I say we have a lot of responsibility. This one I've opened up already. You'll see in the front a beautiful design, and then there's this beautiful sticker sheet. There's a lot of photos on my website, kunshuis.com/playbook. Then here in the front, we have a downloadable resource section. It's a Notion board with a lot of the business tools that I would talk in here about. So if you get the book, you also get the resources for free. Then in the front, you have a whole section about the business side of design. It's information that I've learned in the last 25 years in business, almost condensed in a way that's easy to understand. And although I can't always update the book, I constantly update my emails and the information that goes out on there and on the resources section. And then you can see I've used this one already, but you have undated daily pages to schedule your days accordingly. And in the back, there is notes section. And I know I'll talk about this a lot, asking the right questions. So in the front end, you have project-specific questions that I give you, like questions to ask your client, basic branding questions, basic general project questions, annual report or publication questions, things to remember when you facilitate a big design project, packaging design questions, social media design questions. The reason why this is so important to me is a client always knows what they don't want, and a designer never knows what to ask. So it's conflicting. So with this, it's a guided section to ask the right questions and get the information from your client, and then you just write it down in the back. So you always have the responses with you. Yeah. Your client name, the email. Did you send the brief? Did you send the quote? Did you send your onboarding document? What are the deadlines? Are they set? And in the end, did you send your invoice? And then all your questions or your notes. There's space for that as well. This is a planner with a purpose, a business side to help guide you on the business of being a creative. Let me go through it a little bit with you. A section on design your life and what is authentic success, what makes a top-rated creative, a thriving business and a balanced life, the unsung responsibilities of being a graphic designer, the ultimate guide to seamless design, the power of the briefing session, this makes or breaks your project, the guided project-specific questions we just spoke about, the quoting process. I know it sounds simple, but it's things that creatives tend to ignore or do not know. And if you know this process, it just streamlines everything. Then your onboarding document, the first impressions and why it's so important. Remember, in the resources section, I have these templates for you. Onboarding template, quoting templates. Everything is there for you. You can just use it, put it on your branding and make it your own. There's templates in Canva and in Illustrator. Pricing structures, different type of pricing structures for creatives. The design process. Here is the designer's project administration checklist. The copy is in the resources section. A whole checklist, how the whole process works. What is a logo? What is a brand? This is something you can send to your client. A brand. A brand is like a person. You have the brain, which is like the strategy. The mouth, the brand voice. The arms, which is the reach. The eyes, the vision. The logo is the face. The heart is the personality. Clothes, your image. And the feet is your brand positioning. And everything together makes a brand. So this is good to show your client that a logo is not your brand. Everything that goes with it. There's the X factor to timeless design, being a design strategist, not just a designer. Mastering time. I've done that one with another designer, Marissa from Chili Pink Creative, and she's extremely good at mastering time. Essentials of a graphic designer. And then what is your manifesto? It's important to know this because making decisions on what type of clients and projects you have will be based on this. It makes life easier to know the why. Then you have a year planner and your undated pages. And then you have your notes section. And your notes section has your client name, the email, website. Why do I have the contact details of clients on your notes pages? Because I have found designers will go sit in front of a client at the briefing session and they will just start asking questions or just start talking. And then when the meeting is done and the client has gone, they forgot the name of the client or the cell phone number or the email address. So with this, everything is together. You can just write it down and no more little notes or pages or papers lying around. Something fun to know, I made a book like this with the notes, only the notes and the checklist that I send the brief and the quote. I made a book like that for me yearly, A4 with all the notes, and so that I can write down my clients' numbers and names and details, but also for myself to keep track of my quotes and my invoices. And in the end of the month, I will take my book and then I'll go through all my notes and make sure, did I send this quote? Did this invoice go out? It was my work process in a book. Back then, we didn't have all these beautiful online systems we have now. What I also wanted to show on the playbook, which is very nice about this book, it's an open bind, which means that where you open it up, it will stay open. It won't just flap close, and has two beautiful ribbons to keep your space. You can find it on my website at Kunshuis.shop or at Exclusive Books here in Namibia. It's exactly the right time to start planning for 2026, and getting ready now for the year coming will give you so much more confidence and peace. And remember, I'm also with you every step of the way. You can see me like your silent business partner, helping you figuring out the freelance journey or your in-house journey or being a graphic designer. What I also want to show you is the clips, which has designer's power on them. Can't see. Can you see there? Designer's power, black and pink. And then also these beautiful pens that says you design your life. The black ink pen, beautifully designed. These are wonderful gifts and beautiful to have for yourself. And then the clips work beautiful with them as well to keep your pens. And yeah, it's a power team. So with this, I hope to give you something back and to make sure that you know that I am also there next to you, although it's in the book form. But if you have any questions, I'm just a DM away. So you can find yours at Kunshuis.shop or at Exclusive Books.